Here is a question for us. It says, evaluate n combination arrow plus n combination arrow minus 1. Okay, let's go ahead and evaluate it. N combination arrow is n factorial all over n minus arrow factorial times arrow factorial. So what will n combination arrow minus 1 be? It will be n factorial all over the n minus arrow minus 1 factorial times the arrow minus 1 factorial. So we'll be having n factorial divided by n minus arrow factorial plus this n factorial all over. The minus will enter this bracket and we'll have minus arrow plus 1. So this will now be n minus arrow plus 1 factorial times the arrow minus 1 factorial. Arrow factorial is arrow times arrow minus 1 factorial. Okay, I can see arrow minus 1 factorial here. That is to say, arrow minus 1 factorial is a factor of arrow factorial because arrow factorial contains arrow minus 1 factorial. Also, n minus arrow factorial is a factor of n minus arrow plus 1 factorial. This is what I'm saying. N factorial divided by n minus arrow factorial. This arrow factorial is arrow times arrow minus 1 factorial. I am stopping at arrow minus 1 factorial because of this arrow minus 1 factorial here. Okay, so that I can factor them out. Just keep watching. Plus n factorial all over this n minus arrow plus 1 factorial can be written as n minus arrow plus 1 times n minus arrow factorial. How is this so? I can write 5 factorial as 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 factorial. Okay, so to get 4, subtract 1 from 5. To get 3, subtract 1 from 4. To get 2, subtract 1 from 3. So to get the next one after n minus arrow plus 1, it will be n minus arrow plus 1 minus 1. So that 1 minus 1 will give me 0. Then we'll just be having n minus arrow. Okay, so n minus arrow plus 1 factorial is equivalent to this. Okay, then we have the arrow minus 1 factorial there. What I'm going to do now is to bring out all the factorials. I'm going to factor all the factorials out. N factorial is common to both numerator, so n factorial can come out. There is n minus arrow factorial here. There is also n minus arrow factorial here. There is arrow minus 1 factorial here, and there is arrow minus 1 factorial here. So I will bring both n minus arrow factorial and arrow minus 1 factorial out as a product. So having n minus arrow factorial times arrow minus 1 factorial. And if we do that, this is what we'll be having in brackets. N factorial divided by n factorial is 1. Of course, what is left at this denominator is just arrow. So that n minus arrow factorial, arrow minus 1 factorial times arrow will still give us what is here. We'll be having 1 all over n minus arrow plus 1 here. Because if you divide everything here by this, we'll just be having n minus arrow plus 1. And that's what we have here. So let me simplify that bracket. We have n factorial all over n minus arrow factorial arrow minus 1 factorial. Then in the bracket we are having by LCM. The LCM is the product of the two. That is arrow times n minus arrow plus 1. Simplifying it, we'll be having n minus arrow plus 1 plus arrow. This is it. Divide this LCM by arrow. We'll have just n minus arrow plus 1 times the 1. That's n minus arrow plus 1. Divide the LCM again by this. We'll have arrow. Arrow times 1 is arrow. Okay? Going further to simplify, we have n factorial all over n minus arrow factorial arrow minus 1 factorial times minus arrow plus arrow is 0, so that one is out. We'll be having just n plus 1. N plus 1 arrow times n minus arrow plus 1. Okay, so let's multiply it. N factorial times n plus 1, that will give us n plus 1 times n factorial divided by, multiply everything here. I want to write it in this particular order so that you will get it. If I multiply this denominator by this, I'll have a product of n minus arrow factorial, arrow minus 1 factorial, arrow, and n minus arrow plus 1. Okay, so this is how I want to write it. N minus arrow plus 1, n minus arrow factorial times arrow minus 1 factorial. The product of this and this will give me what is here, irrespective of the way I arrange it. Okay, I actually arrange it this way for a reason. You will see the reason. N factorial is a factor of n plus 1 factorial. So what I'm saying is this. N plus 1 factorial is n plus 1 times n factorial. That is, subtract 1 from this n plus 1 to get the next one. That will be n. So actually, n plus 1 factorial, what we have here is just n plus 1. But I am saying that n plus 1 factorial is equal to this. Alright? Now, this is equal to what? N plus 1 factorial. And what we have here is n plus 1 times n factorial, which means everything here at this numerator is the same as saying n plus 1 factorial. Because I can expand n plus 1 factorial to get n plus 1 times n factorial. So this numerator, n plus 1 times n factorial, is equal to n plus 1 factorial. Arrow minus 1 factorial is a factor of arrow factorial. Here I'm having arrow, but I am saying that arrow minus 1 factorial is a factor of arrow factorial. We can write arrow factorial as arrow times arrow minus 1 times arrow minus 2 factorial, for example. So if we choose to stop at arrow minus 1, it means that it will be arrow times arrow minus 1 factorial. So everything here is equivalent to arrow factorial. So arrow times arrow minus 1 factorial is arrow factorial. Arrow factorial. What about this? N minus r factorial is a factor of n minus r plus 1 factorial. Here it is n minus r plus 1. But I am saying that n minus r factorial is a factor of n minus r plus 1 factorial. We can actually write n minus r plus 1 factorial as n minus r plus 1 times n minus r factorial. Okay, remember, to get this n minus r, subtract 1 from this. So we can write n minus r plus 1 factorial. It will interest you to know that this entire expression that you can see here is equal to n plus 1 combination r. What is n plus 1 combination r? Let's prove that it is equal to this. By combination, it is n plus 1 factorial all over n plus 1 minus r factorial. That's n plus 1 minus r factorial times the r factorial itself. So can you see that these two are the same? This is n plus 1 minus r. This is n minus r plus 1. Of course, they are the same. This means that n combination r plus n combination r minus 1 is equal to n plus 1 combination r. This is it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to subscribe, like, and share the video to your friends and to your classmates. Keep watching. I will see you in the next one.